My name is Elizabeth, and I am the voice behind the Refiner's Chair. Welcome to this space. You have a seat at the table. This podcast was created for those longing to step into the identity that was always written inside of them, the identity that you carry but you cannot see yet. I pray and hope and know that you will step into that as well. Even if it's just a seed for the harvest of your life later ahead, I know that this will minister to you. I pray that it really touches you in a way that only Jesus can. The Refiner's Chair is a project, a podcast that was birthed in the most barren seasons of my creativity, business, life, spiritual, everything. There was a moment at the beginning of the year where I doubted my journey. But everything that I've gone through has brought me this far. And even in the moments of deepest doubts, in the moments of betrayal, in the moments of not knowing what to do, I always went to the Word. And the Word always showed me that the promises have already been fulfilled. I only needed to step into them. I created this podcast for those who are struggling with their identity. You're probably a creator, a business owner, creating a brand, building a brand online. And I want to tell you that this is the core foundation of having success in a business, in a presence, in any platform online, is allowing yourself to go through the fire, humbling yourself, and knowing and trusting, even with faith as small as a mustard seed, that the refiner himself, Jesus, will pull you through, and he will prune away the things that no longer serve him and obviously no longer serve you. The definition of my name means the Lord is my oath, and that is something that I've always carried deep, deep inside of me. And it's marked, it's engraved in my spirit. Nobody can take that away from me. Hearing the definition of my name for the very first time when I was little, it was an honor. I remember the first time that I asked my parents, well, what does my name mean? And they told me, and they're like, well, your name is biblical, and it means the Lord is your oath. And every single time it was just like a constant reminder that he is the very air that I breathe. He's everything in my life. And I say that to say this, I want you to be here because you truly want to create a brand that is far greater than yourself. To be branded by his name is so beautiful. You know, I remember a conversation I had with a person in an airplane a few years back. And I remember he told me, well, what is it that you do, young lady? He was an older man. He was a businessman traveling for certain things. And in the conversation, he asked what I did. And I told him, well, I help polish and alter businesses. Technically, I help them with their personal brand. And I just make them look good. He's like, wait, branding? Like cows? I'm like, no. I laughed. And later on during the conversation, obviously, he knew what I was talking about. But yes, branding in a sense, that's what it means, is to brand something as your own. And I believe that the very definition of what branding is a lie that so many of us have fell into. And I'm responsible for some of that misinformation because I used to preach on branding is not what you say it is, it's what they say it is, in the beautiful words of Marty Neumeier, from a very brand standpoint of view, all of that stuff. That's your reputation. Your reputation is always going to change and shift during the seasons of your life. There are so many people that are surrounding you and your business and your creativity and all of that stuff, and every person that encounters you experiences something different. But it's not just what you bring to the table, it's what they bring to the table in their season. I do not know the posture of your heart and the reason for why you're listening to this audio, but I do know that there's a purpose for why you're here today. Many times the words that flow from our mouth define the posture of our hearts in that season, in that moment. It's the way that you talk about the person who hurt you. It's the way that you speak on the person that didn't pay you. It's what you wish to the person that stole from you. It's what you say when the world is doubting you. It's what you say when you have negative money in your bank account, and yet you still choose to either believe or curse the very name of the one who created you. Business taught me so much at an early age. I remember 2021 making the most money I had ever made in my life, quitting my 9 to 5 and thinking I was on top of the world. But baby, I did not know that this was just going to be the start of something beautiful. Never in my 5 years has the Lord left me with no clients. And you know what I've done? I've done one thing right, is always go to him. But now more than ever, he is my leader, everything. No matter what happens in my business, no matter what happens, I kid you not, I don't worry. I don't worry about a thing, because I just don't need to worry. And I want you to feel that as well. I recently got married. That is an answered prayer. I haven't posted anything on Instagram since. I logged out of Instagram on my personal account like 3 weeks ago now, because the last time that I went on Instagram, I was scrolling, and 4 scrolls down, it was AI. You know, I want to say something, and I want to bring this to light. You carry something that something generated cannot carry. You carry something that has no life, no breath, can't carry. And yet you still choose to switch your identity for something that never even happened, a photograph that was never even taken. And it saddens me. I remember just being in my office, and I started to cry. And the Lord said, my heart is crying. People have forgotten their identity in me. They have it, they possess it, but they've forgotten how beautiful they are and how beautiful I've made them to be. A lot of the times we forget who we are because we've lost track of our promises and the things that have been fulfilled already. We just need to walk in them. Being in an industry and just witnessing so many people building facades around them, and I being in an industry that is very delicate, and I'm responsible in a way for the way people look. There's a part that I wrote in that first video here on YouTube of the podcast, something around the lines of creating a facade of make-believes. There are so many people lost, hiding behind shades of lies, of things that don't define them. I'll finish with this. I want you to step into what you were truly created to be. And I hope that this podcast is a podcast that you run to when you're feeling like your land is dry and barren and the creativity is just not flowing within you. Take it from someone who has been given so many gifts. And creativity is one of the most beautiful things. But when creativity is not able to flow through you and you're in a dry desert land, you feel like there's no purpose in life anymore. And that is where the Lord creates the most beautiful things. The next time that you show up on camera, that you put yourself out there, maybe you have a podcast too, a YouTube channel, maybe you have a business. Maybe I know you, maybe I don't know you. I don't know. But what I do know is that there's something ready to be awakened inside you. And I just want to breathe that into you today. And I want you to step into it. In this podcast, you're going to find the evidence and the goodness of what has happened in my life. And the way that I am able to transmit that is through my writing. So I pray and I know that the words that you will listen to will minister to the deepest parts of your soul. And I know that you too can be branded by his name. Maybe you're in that furnace and the furnace is burning 7 times more. There's financial problems, mental health problems, anxiety left and right. I don't know what you're going through. Maybe a death in the family. I have no idea. Maybe you're reaching your 30s and you feel like there's no purpose in your life. Like you're just the person who graduated high school and that was that. You are enough. And I invite you to tap into the identity that was always written for you. Because what is a pen without an author? What is a mind without its renewal? A creator with no soul? Nothing. What it really is a reflection of a reputation needing true saving. And if you need saving today, I pray that you find that. My name is Elizabeth, and my voice is just an arrow prepared and positioned for a time such as this. I'll see you in the next episode.